YouTube, what's going on, man? It's Logan, aka Pittsburgh Jit. I'm officially back on Black Ops 7 Warzone. I took a little break, but I am on winter break from school, so I thought, why not? Post the best, most detailed settings guide for you guys, because that's, before you hop in your next match, or if you haven't even hopped into a match, it would be the most beneficial thing to do. So, without further ado, man, let's get straight into the settings. Alright guys, so kicking things off with the controller tab. I do play on controller. I used to use a Scuff and Vision PC controller, but I now switched to a FlyDG Apex 4, which is also a PC controller. It's got trigger locks and the whole 9 yards, but I'm not going to get into that. I mean, just know for your inputs, like your button layout, just know to like find something that works. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but I mean, literally whatever button workout layout works for you. I mean, mine's gonna look kind of weird because I do uh, play in like a weird situation. I am a quadriplegic, so I have like a unique setup, but I don't have my G keys that I did with the Envision, which is unfortunate. Um, yeah, G keys, like where you could just tap a button and like tab out of the game or tap a button to like, you know, mute players, blah blah blah. But anyway, like my point is just find a button layout that works for you. And then onto the horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity. I used to run 1.6 in Black Ops 6 Warzone, but with the finely tuned aim assist, nerf, buff, or however you want to look at it, I dropped it down to 1.5. But I recommend you keep the same vertical as you do horizontal sensitivity. I just don't think it's a good idea to mix up the two. Bumper ping is kind of important. Like it goes back to the whole button layout. Bumper ping switches your triggers to your bumpers, and that might be beneficial, but personal preference at the end of the day. And then controller vibration, for the love of God, please turn this off. Um, you shouldn't be playing with your controller vibrating when you're shooting. It just throws off your aim. Dead zone inputs, I have zero stick drift. Like you'll literally see I have zero stick drift. If I move my stick, my left stick, if I move my right stick, it goes back to zero. But yeah, I recommend your left stick and right stick min to be between 0 to 5, depending on if you have stick drift or not. But the left stick max, you definitely want to drop that down so that you can uh, it takes less activation of your left stick to activate your movement, like your character model from moving. So I play at a 70, and then for right stick max, I recommend going from like anywhere between 95 to 100, just because you want to have complete control of your aim. And then triggers, it doesn't really matter. I have trigger locks, so literally, what the hell? I accidentally hit right trigger. But your triggers just anywhere between 0 to 5, just like your left stick and right stick minimum. Onto the aiming tab, sensitivity multiplier, I have it at 0.9. The ADS sensitivity multiplier at 0.9. I do play on, if we go scroll down here to aiming advanced settings, I do have my sensitivity transition timing to gradual. I used to run instant in Black Ops 6 Warzone, but I think gradual, it takes some getting used to, but I really seem to enjoy it. In my future gameplays, you'll see, like, I think gradual is the way to go. If somebody breaks your camera, you're not like you're not locked onto that player immediately, if that makes any sense. So like when somebody breaks your camera, you don't it doesn't look sus or weird whenever you lock onto a player. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining that very good, but a gradual is my favorite so far in Black Ops 7 Warzone. Aim response curve type dynamic. I don't think you should run linear. It's just not ideal. Even if you've mastered the tweaking of the aiming settings, dynamic is just definitely the best response curve. And then I have my curve slope scale at 1. Obviously have your aim assist on. If you don't play with aim assist, like, what are you doing? I mean, you might as well play keyboard and mouse, you know? ADS aim assist on. And then I don't know if this is a placebo or not, but the motion sensor function, FOV sensitivity scaling I have on. I don't know if it's a placebo. I've had it on since Black Ops 6 Warzone came out, and I just never took it off. Movement, this is important. Sprint assist, you want tactical sprint assist. You want your sprint assist delay at 0, and then you want both of these on, sideways and backwards. Mantle assist off, crouch assist off. Corner slice is more personal preference. I kind of like it because you can like peek out of a doorway and you're not like out in the you know what I mean? Like when you're in a doorway or like on a wall next to a wall, you can kind of peek as opposed to like standing out in the open getting shot. Wall jump assist I have off. Slide dive behavior I have on hybrid. I think you need to get used to hybrid, man. If you don't want to run hybrid, probably slide only. Like, I just think that with hybrid, there's certain situations where you want to dive and pull your parachute like off a building or something. So hybrid, I really recommend you get used to it. Automatic airborne mantle, partial. Sprint restore and slide maintain sprint both on. Parachute automatic behavior free fall. You never want to pull your chute automatically, like due to a setting. You wanna do that manually. Wall jump activation, press, combat roll assist always. Um, honestly, I might consider putting this to partial. I know I'm changing a setting here, but you don't want to just like you don't want to like automatically go into a combat role when you're falling off a building. I don't like that. When you have Mountaineer on, the perk Mountaineer, just put it at partial. Slide combat roll behavior, tap the slide, definitely. Combat roll camera, first person, that's personal preference, but I always like to be in first person when I'm playing, so I mean, unless you're playing zombies or something, then maybe third person. Movement advanced settings. So the only ones to put on here are ground and mantle. You want that on. You want to be able to like slide past an object when you're jumping. You get what I mean? Like you want whenever you go past an object, you want to be able to just slide right over it. Tactical sprint activation, single tap sprint. You could do single tap run. I like single tap sprint. And then sprinting door bash you want on as well. So whenever you're doing a door play or making a door play, sprinting door bash comes in clutch. And then these are just personal preference, the vehicle behaviors. And then onto the combat tab, aim down sight behavior, hold. Tac stance I rarely use. Weapon mount activation, personal preference. I prioritize finishing move. I don't like body shield. I think it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, if you do what you want, but body shielding people is just kind of weird. What's going on here? There we go. I keep accidentally hitting my triggers. My bad. Armor plate behavior. Apply all. You definitely. I mean, I know. I think IQ, the content creator IQ, uses apply one, which is just weird in my opinion. But no shame on Q, man. He's the goat. But apply all. It just seems like common sense to hold down Y and, or whatever your plate button is. Again, back to your button layout, whatever your plate button is, just hold it down and then it applies all your plates. And you can cancel by tapping Y again, so to switch back to your gun. Equipment behavior hold, manual fire behavior I have on hold as well. Combat advanced settings, the main ones are interact reload behavior. You want to prioritize interact. You want to be able to just tap X or B or whatever it is, or no, X or square on PlayStation. Whatever your interact button is or reload behavior button is, you just want to be able to tap that as opposed to holding it to open a crate. What else is important? Akimbo behavior, paired. I like paired. And then weapon mount movement. I have this on, as well as depleted ammo weapon switch. But weapon mount movement is kind of clutch. I forget if this is a new setting or not, but it literally like you're able to move while you're mounted. It's kind of cool. And then the only other one that I use under the overlay advanced settings, just turn off ping wheel delay. Just like completely turn it off. You don't ever want your ping wheel to like show up. You just want to ping players, ping objects, places, or danger ping people. You don't want your ping wheel to open. And then we're skipping over keyboard and mouse, but I did want to mention that like you can with a PC controller if you're on PC here, you can set dedicated keybinds to specific buttons, and that's what I did on the Envision, the Scuff Envision. You can literally set G keys as dedicated keybinds for buttons. It sounds kind of complicated, but just look it up. If you have the Envision or even a Fly DG controller like me, you can literally set dedicated keybinds for buttons. It's pretty cool. You could set macros, whatever you want to do, like DS4. All right, onto the graphics settings. These are very important. I do play on full screen exclusive. I have a Dell G2724D monitor, 144 Hz, 1440p. I do play on a laptop. I'm looking to upgrade here after Christmas, which I'm very excited about. Um, I'm looking to get a 5070 graphics card. Yeah, I think it's a gigabyte version. I think that's the one I wanted. And 7800 X3D processor. But anyway, I play on 144 Hz, 1440p. Display gamma, you want 2.2 sRGB if you play on a monitor, or 2.4 BT 1886 if you play on a TV. And then my gamma brightness, I have a 54. NVIDIA Reflex low latency, depending on if you're CPU or GPU bound, you're going to have to look that up or talk to the goats at FPS Hub. Shout out FPS Hub, man. They are very, very helpful people that know their stuff when it comes to computers or anything like that. I have it on, and on plus boost, it depends again if you're GPU bound or not, but or CPU bound, but I have mine on on. You definitely at least want it on on. And then this is all personal preference. I have my custom frame rate limit at unlimited because I need the max amount of frames I could possibly get. Uh, I mean, right now, look, up in the top left, my FPS counter, I only get like upwards of 130 to 140 FPS with my laptop, but it is what it is. Hopefully, I'll get a 240 hertz monitor for Christmas as well, and I'll be rocking well above 200 FPS in game, so see how it goes. The other thing to mention is you want to turn off high dynamic range HDR. Turn that off. For the quality tab, very, very important, man. Upscaling and sharpening technique this year, you want DLSS, NVIDIA DLSS. And if you have a AMD graphics card, I think it's AMD FSR3 is what you want. But Fidelity Cast looks grainy as hell, man. You do not want to be running Fidelity FX Cast this year. You want NVIDIA DLSS on if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. I set mine to my preset to performance, sharpness at 100, and you want the transformer model. These are like paramount. You need these if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. I mean, you could even go if you have like a really good PC, you could go balance to quality even um, for the preset, but performance is genuinely or generally generally what you want to put. So turn off frame gen. Frame gen causes input delay. It's been proven. Just turn that off. My VRAM scale target at 70. I don't really go above my VRAM scale target. I mean, it kind of looks like it there because I'm recording, but yeah, 70, 80, even 90 if you really want to. Texture resolution, all this stuff is going to be dependent on your hardware. I run my texture resolution at normal, and I think that's ideal. You can either go low or normal. Highs, I mean, look at that. It just destroys your VRAM. But if you have a high quality PC or a good PC, like go ahead. Texture filter anisotropic, I have it low. Depth of field, you definitely want depth of field off. It's like weapon motion blur and world motion blur. Turn that off. I'm just gonna scroll down here. You can copy my settings if you want. On-demand texture streaming, I have it minimal and my cache size set to 32 gigs. Local texture streaming quality, I like it on default. I don't like low. And then in-game video quality, doesn't it doesn't really matter. Just put it on low. Shadow quality, I have it low, not very low, because very low looks terrible. And then I'm just going to scroll down here. The rest of this stuff, shadow and lighting and environment, you want either very low or off. So yeah, take a screenshot if you want. And then onto the view tab, field of view, very important. I've set mine to 117. Very specific, I know. But I used to run 120 back in MW3, and I was playing very close to my monitor. I was like Joe, and I just don't play like that anymore. I'm not super duper sweaty like anymore, so I have it at 117, like the sweet spot. I recommend 110 to 120, depending on what you're comfortable with. ADS field of view affected, you definitely want affected, as well as weapon field of view on wide, so the weapon looks smaller. It gives you less visual recoil. You can set this to 90 if you want, whatever, third person. I don't play third person. And then vehicle field of view you want on wide as well. And like I just mentioned earlier, weapon motion blur and world motion blur, turn them off. And the only other setting that you want is your first person and third person camera movement to least, so that you don't get camera shake. And then this is all personal preference done here. Onto the dreaded audio tab, man. So at the end of the settings guide here, I'm going to show you guys some Windows tweaks and some uh I guess only PC audio tweaks as well. So uh I do run Art is War audio. Um Art is the GOAT. I recommend you if you're on PC, definitely hit him up. Even on PS5, I think he has a PS5 tune. So I recommend you hit him up, and yeah, you won't regret it. Just trust. But master game volume, you definitely want it 100. Turn off your music volume, both cinematic and gameplay. You don't need that. Dialogue, I have at 40 because it's important to hear at least a little bit about what the commentator is speaking about, like UAV overhead or precision airstrike inbound. You know, you want that on. And then effects volume, you definitely want at 100. You want to hear every little thing that happens in game. So effects definitely at 100. Like I said, I have the art tune, and then I have 7.1 surround sound, just because of his tune. Enhanced headphone mode. This is personal preference. I've never ran it, but if you don't have the art tune, I would say go ahead and try it at least. See how you like it. Audio mix. I think Sucker Punch, just like Black Ops 6 Warzone, is the best. Treyarch mix is also not bad. I haven't really messed around with headphone bass boost or headphone bass cut, but Sucker Punch I just found to be the best. And then asymmetrical hearing compensation. This is also another thing that's personal preference. If you can hear better footsteps, turn it on. And then reduce tinnitus sun you want on as well. And then hit marker preset default. Voice chat is just up to you. I mean, I don't really like voice chat or prox chat, so I just turn it off. And then I have voice meter as my default output device. And then lastly, onto the interface tab. And the only things that I would mention if you're on PC again, turn on your FPS counter, server latency, and packet loss, just so you can see like exactly how your game is running. And then the only other thing to mention is your color customization. So these are my colors right here. I have gold as me and I guess contested as well. My team and my party I have is green. I like a bright green. And then enemy, I just keep it red, like a bright red. But color filter and color filter target, you want filter 2, you want to set it to both. And then your intensity for world color and interface color, you want it 100. Just trust me, these are the best settings right here for color. Just try them out. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm bugging, just let me know in the comments down below. But I ran this in Black Ops 6 Warzone as well, and it just looks so much brighter. But yeah, man, that sums up my actual controller settings, graphic settings, audio settings, all that in game. But we're gonna get into a few Windows tweaks and audio tweaks. So stay tuned, man. Alright, guys, so if you're on PC, there are a few things, I guess just two big ones that I want to point out that you can do to make your game look brighter and also enhance your audio and in your detection of footsteps. So for NVIDIA control panel, here, just go down to the Windows Start button here, search NVIDIA control panel, or if you already have it pulled up, just pull it up. Go to Manage 3D Settings, Program Settings, and then add Call of Duty as your program to customize. And then these are my NVIDIA control panel settings, like for COD. So I'll scroll down them. I'll scroll down slowly. Hold on, just so you can see everything. Whoops, sorry. There you go. But yeah, those are my NVIDIA control panel settings. And then if you go down to adjust desktop color settings, well, you know what? First, let me go to change resolution. You want to make sure you're not on your TV or your Ultra HD. Go down to PC. You want to select your highest resolution of your monitor. Make sure it's set at whether it's 144, 240, 360, whatever. Make sure you set that. And then for desktop color settings, select your monitor and then go down to digital vibrance. And it should be, I think it starts off at 50. Set it to either 70, anywhere between 70 to 100. I like mine at 100. It just looks the best. But anywhere between 70 to 100, just play with it. All right, and then if you go into go back to Windows Start and search Control Panel, unless you have it pulled up here, and then go to Sound in Control Panel, and then for your playback, obviously I have the art tune like I mentioned before, but you want to click on your speakers or headphones, click Properties, click Enhancements, and then you want to check off Loudness Equalization. That's huge, man. Loudness Equalization or Loudness EQ is just like broken. Like it's so OP. I don't know how to explain it, man. But Loudness EQ is just broken. Everybody knows it, and if you don't already, I'm giving you the secret sauce. All right, so click that, go to Settings, and set it to short, so that it doesn't take long to or I guess like you get the best footstep detection when you have it on short as opposed to in the middle. So yeah, that pretty much sums up my settings, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch my video. And catch me all or catch me back when I'm playing some Haven's Hollow. I might be live streaming here soon. I don't know whether or not I'll live stream or just keep posting videos, but stay tuned, man. I'm gonna keep the grind up. Winter break, I'm gonna be posting plenty of videos. So thank you guys again, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.